course, this is easier to explain in a longer video, so I've got a more detailed guide for you either below or in my bio. Streamlabs is making it
Hi guys. All right, there we go. I just making sure my mic was on. And it got darker. I don't know how that happens. Good morning. It is obviously 5:21. I'm supposed to start a couple minutes ago, but I had to figure out the live streaming again. I am just double checking. Alrighty, guys. So basically, we're just kind of going over what has changed between January and between December and January, which is kind of a lot, but also at the same time not 100% a lot. Um, Trying to think of where to start. Right now we're on Floweth, which has got the most updated ones that you can do that I have so far, like the most updated photos that I have so far. All right, because I kind of gave up all the Gemini gem thing because it wasn't working like it did in the video. Um, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong yet. I can kind of create prompts in there, but I can't really, it's still kind of a pain in the butt. Sorry, I've got multi-monitors now, so I'm like, okay, how can I like save this? So that I have everything on the other screen now too. Here we go. This is so cool. I've never had a multi-monitor system, so I'm just like, ah. I can actually move my chat now if I wanted to like this other monitor and not have it right here in front of me, which is kind of cool. But I'm also checking to see how it does. My computer does. I don't think it changes much. Yeah, it's doing pretty good. The CPU is kind of like, but happens if I put it in performance mode. Give me also one quick second. I forgot to grab my vape, and I definitely need that. Oh, it's doing pretty good, actually. All right, let me go grab that. Yeah, this is apparently nothing's in the center. It's all over the place. Well, let me just zoom out real quick. And then I'll get up and go get my vape. That's what I'm telling myself. It's so easy to get caught in with this stuff. Ah, oh God. Okay. Oh, my baby's just like, why didn't you come back to bed, Mom? Aw, I had to live with my dog. It took me a minute because I thought that I was going to be able to set up my vertical stream through, like, schedule it kind of like through my phone. But I guess that only uses like your phone as like the streaming service, which is not what I was trying to do. I use OBS. Wow. All right. So I kept a lot of these old ones for the prompts because a lot of them are still really good. Yeah. So like I said, this is Floweth still. Um, I've got all of these pics. Dude, this has been like the best website. I'm a huge fan of Higgsfield, like a huge fan, but this has just been but Floweth is just so easy to use. I can again just kind of go back to here, zoom out. These are my original photos that I even started with. Let's, yeah, trying to move everything back to the center here. But these are the ones that I started with back at the beginning of last month. Ah, yeah. This was the original photo that I dealt with. I don't know what that says. Let me zoom in. Let's edit. So yeah, this was the first one that got made that I uploaded with this prompt, which is a JSON prompt, and it's so far been the best prompt that I have used. And I found it through Metrics Mule, who's on YouTube. He has a website where you can get all these prompts and stuff like that, be part of his community, which I definitely am putting in to be able to do that in the future. Um, so you can use them for a bunch of different things. Right now, I've been using this one for Cinema Studio, trying to work that out because I am now a creator for Higgsfield. So I just was trying to work that out through what smarter people are able to do than me. Maybe not smarter. That may not be nice, not may not be as nice, but it's been but more experienced. So, but it basically just goes over. Let's see if I can find like uh, I can zoom in a little bit. Oh, if I zoom in with this, oh, that's better. All right. It's basically just another JSON prompt. It's got the negative, which is, of course, professional, DSLR, cinema lens, anything that would make it look like it was shot in a studio. That's not what I'm looking for, because these are pretty much supposed to be like update videos. It's like runs that I would take if I was out and about, kind of thing. Um, but this is a really important part. That you're using the Apple Pro Raw Color Science, Fusion Detail, realistic skin texture, authentic everyday mobile photography realism. That is incredible. That's kind of been what gives them like this light kind of photo kind of situation. Like this one's gorgeous. And this is standard quality right now. Because I missed seeing these. Uh, Sorry, the chat was in my way. So this is why I have a multi-monitor system. Um, and you can see that it is a very, very, very detailed photo. It's pretty. Like, The eyes are gorgeous. The hair is right. My glasses are right. Um, I know it's dark, but it's also 5:30 in the morning. So, um, it's hard for you to see it, but you can at least see my you can see my glasses. Um, you even got my nose ring, which is I had been trying to do that. I manually add that in through OpenArt for like forever, but it's got all of the skin texture that I was looking for. Um, and like this is a great like zoomed in photo for me to be able to use for like a just chatting scene or something like that. Because I do like to do I do that for my Moonlit Traveler update videos. Because I'm always live when I do those. So, but my update videos, I'm still trying to cross connect so that people will come over and join me over here. All right, that's my open up or my monthly setup that we're gonna use today to show you guys kind of how everything's changed. Um, all right. I did start a character with Higgsfield. I've been doing a lot more with them, which is been interesting. Their character system I was needs a little bit of work, just because it uses a thing called Soul, and I feel like it didn't come out the best, but it is a cool system. Um, I just would rather use Nano Banana. I don't know if Soul is like secretly uses Nano Banana, but I've got all this unlimited ones, all these unlimited ones. I'm gonna be able to use them. So, but I do still use this to make my prompts and or make my photos and stuff. I made these ones here from like a for the Cinema Studio video that I was working on. Um, these are some of them, the actual like cinemas that I made. This one's kind of my favorite. I mean, the stick issue is a little funny, is why I like it. But it's got the dog in it, and just playing with the stick. Uh, I think it was cute because it came from this one. I think is the one that started with. But like I thought about trying to upload this as like a quick little short, but I almost feel like she looks a little bit too AI. She's just kind of like staring because of the way she's staring and just smiling. But it's not the creepiest AI smile I've seen. This one's my favorite. Like the model wasn't quite right, but the scenery was just worth it. Like if I could take, like I'm gonna probably try to download that and see if I can create a prompt based off of that video, if anything else. Because like these ones turned out good, but it's also kind of like a very bland expression. So I either get kind of can't, I haven't found the right like medium one that's like stays consistent. Uh, this was a cool one. This was the first one I ever made. But I've not been able to redo it. I've been using the same filters and everything. It just turned out perfect. Like, very dramatic. But I pretty much just have been using Higgsfield and Floweth to create my photos because they start out at minimum 2K, um, but 4K if I can catch them with Floweth really fast. But I almost like Higgsfield's generations better just because they're a lot more lively. They're not quite as consistent though. And I even though I'll use the same prompts in both of them, like this one's totally needs to go away. Um, that's a cute one. I didn't even see that one. I think it's because it kept the snowman, which is why I didn't keep it. Yeah, these are the ones that were made through their soul thing, and I felt like it didn't keep with my prompts at all. But this was such a good one. This was a good photo. I was like, that actually looks like my dog. I was able to add her in through the in paint, and I just like have her holding a stick. That's why the video comes out a little bit fuzzy. It's because she's already fuzzy in the background. Um, but this was the original one. There it is. But that looks like a photo that I just took, which I could have. I do live here and I do go to the Blue Ridge Parkway, but my dog is not ready to be off leash like that. She's almost 2, but she'd see a squirrel and it'd be over. So, but these photos are turning out so good. Like, I'm so impressed with them. Like, it's even got skin freckles and stuff like that, and like redness, and it's almost creepy. Like, it really is. Um, these are the photos. Like, I started with this one from Christmas, and then these are ones that I've made before that. So you can kind of see that there's a little bit of a change um, from this photo to this photo just because my weight fluctuated. But these were taken within the same month. I also do have an immune disorder, so like I look totally different every other week. I can't control my lymph nodes, unfortunately. I try, but like that's a bad lymph node day. That turned into a good lymph node day like 2 weeks later when I took my medicine. So, but this one's, I think it's like, it's crazy how just a little bit can change. And like this one, I feel like is like right in the middle, but I wouldn't want to keep it essentially. Even though it's so close to this one, I'm still also trying to branch over into like the newer ones as well. This one is probably one of my favorites, just because she's just doing like a basic makeup video. Um, and I could do more of these. I keep a lot of these photos. You keep the photos, so you keep the prompts. That's very important. But yeah, the soul character didn't keep my weight. It didn't keep any of that. So it's a beautiful photo, but I wasn't that impressed with that, unfortunately, because I wanted to like it. I wanted to. I was hoping it would turn out better than Open Arts did. Because Open Arts consistent characters so far have been the best. As far as like a character based system where you upload all your photos. Um, you can do that. I uploaded like 45 photos, like a bunch of photos. What is this? Reuse data set? I don't know what that means. I don't want to do that and lose my character. But I credit you. I do all my upscaling through here. So like I can go to flow with and where are you? Could make one of these and like say this one that I downloaded. Like I would probably want this one because it's a 2K one and but it's still better than the other one that I just downloaded. You'd either want a super up close one or one that's far enough away that you can see the hands when it comes to those just chatting scenes. But as you can see, this is like 2K. It's it's a terrible outfit kind of thing. Actually, it's a very comfortable outfit, but not very flattering. Um, let's see here, and then I would just take it over here, Higgsfield, and then just go to image upscale, and then upload that photo that I just made. There we go. And then you can see kind of it can go up two more. So it started out at 2 and now it's coming up to 4K. So I can still salvage they need work together. I can still salvage them, but Flowith does spit out 4K right away. And it's unlimited. At least while you pay for it. Like when you pay for it. Um but I use the upscaler for on Higgsfield for everything. Like you can't usually go all the way up to 16K, but you can kind of break it down and do it through steps. And this is like the screenshot that's of my slide, opening slide that for my Moonlit Traveler slides, which is very similar to mine, to the AI and the Moonlight ones, but they are different. So they have different music and everything. So I haven't made many videos other than through HeyGen. HeyGen is kind of my video maker. So like this is like a avatar that I made from the Christmas photo that I took. So like I've got all of these photos that I created from the one Christmas photo that I made and took on Christmas. Um, and then I animated it, made my Christmas video. I did not do a New Year's video. I didn't think about it. I'd even had one all prepared and I just didn't think about it. Um, but I can still use that avatar, for example, and take away and just change her background to one of my usual spots. So because I was able to go in and get all of my favorite places to go in Asheville during this time of year and change the background, um, which is kind of an iffy thing to do because sometimes, like depending, especially with curly hair, it may not turn out right. Like you might look a little bit more like a cutout, or like you changed the background. It's what you did. Don't hide it. You're like, this is so obvious that you did that, that I changed the background. But if I were to change it to a different avatar, it wouldn't be as obvious like this one. Like right now I'm at this coffee house. I could change it to being at the Blue Ridge Parkway. And like, yeah, you can still see it, but with editing and movement, it's not that it's changes so much. Um, which I don't want to do that because I liked it at the coffee shop. That's part of our video for today. Um, so let me show you kind of the avatars that I've made. Um, kind of created a whole sweater outfit, which got me into this pose. I have learned with HeyGen, you upload a photo, like for example, dear goodness, I have so many. I'm trying to get to the original photo. Okay, this is a good one. Oh God. Okay, let it load. Okay. This one I made with Flowith, downloaded it at 4K, uploaded it at 4K, edited the look, changed it to this, my pink hoodie. Yeah. Oh, come on. Sorry. I don't know if I'm clicking too much or there we go. Changed it to my pink hoodie and then changed it again to this tank top. And then if you were to look at the difference though between this one, and it's so small, you really wouldn't notice it unless you do this for like constantly. Um, it did lose some quality. So it went from like being 4K and like really good and like good quality for being as far away as it is to like not being like that. So like you see how you can zoom in. So that's a true 4K quality photo. This is not. So it changes the aspect ratio, it changes everything when you use their editing, like change the outfits and stuff, which is incomparable to any of the other ones. Like it's so perfect. But you're still not going to get a full quality photo. So what you can do is you can save it. You just drag it and then save it, and then you can upload it to the quality, or upload it to Higgsfield, and then go in and upscale it. So sometimes you have to convert them, but I'm pretty sure with Higgsfield I'm not going to have to do that. I'm pretty sure I've already tried this. Yeah, no. Okay, just change it to all files. But if you don't want to quickly change it to a PNG, you would just screenshot it, and you would get the same amount of quality as you would if you were to compress it with a compressor online. So, but I can take it all the way up to 8K. I want to make sure that we're on high fidelity. I keep the sharpness and the denoise the same, and I cut the face enhancement down to 10% so it keeps as much as possible while still enhancing the face. And I can't really go any lower than that. Okay, so this one failed because I tried to take it all the way up there. So it might be honestly because of the web thing. So you'll just go back up to here and then go to all files on your whatever it's called, the file opener, the Windows file opener. And then I just open the actual photo and screenshot it real quick. But like even when I open it, it's still not like I see that it's not like a full screen photo, you know? So, but we're basically trying to create it and take it into a full screen photo. So I saw a flash when I did it. Oh my gosh, why did it do that? Yeah, I don't know why I did that. That is not something that normally happens. Okay, let me try this one more time. That would change something. What did it change? Okay, that's weird. It's never done that before. Like it changed like the. Okay. Well, we're just gonna compress it, I guess. And I'll show because the screenshotter is being weird. So I just go to Google, not compress it, change it to a PNG. So it's a web key to PNG, which Cloud Convert is kind of the best. Let me download that. We're gonna keep this actually up in here. Converting it usually doesn't do anything as far as losing quality, but we're about to upscale it anyways. So it says you can still do it to 8K. We're gonna do it to 4K just to see if it'll give us the option. Well, we'll try it at 8K. Since it's an actual PNG, it should go through. Gonna get a drink real quick. So ooh, sorry. So it takes like maybe 2, 3 minutes depending on the photo to upscale it. Um, but you don't have to stay on the page or on the tab. So I'll go back over here and then just keep doing what I'm doing, like organizing all this. Just pretty much just going through and organizing all these. Or at least pulling them a little bit more closer, the center view. Where is this it? Where's this it? There it is. That's my original photo that I took on Christmas. So you guys can see, I just had upscaled it, but so you can see the original source photo of the month. So it changes, which you really aren't supposed to, which is what's making my journey so difficult, because I'm trying to keep it accurate to how I change as a person. I could change my hair color even, you know. Um, but I found that. That's going to be right in the center. That's the new source file. Flow thing. I got really far off track. We're gonna delete this one. I don't need that one. Plus, I don't need all of that. Jitterbug, jitterbug. I got my music in the morning. I gotta stay awake after that I'm done here. I'll probably be on here for maybe another 20 minutes. Just because, again, this is just a quick update. I do these pretty consistently. And then I'll piece it together at the end of the month to make a full on January update. Which I need to do for December now that December's over. I'm just really behind because of the holidays and drama. Thankfully, you know what? I am so glad that I am not the most dramatic person I know anymore. It has officially been handed on to someone else. And he is just, bam. Must be hard being so dramatic. Oh, come on. You're not going to let me. Okay, this is like a good photo. We'll leave this here. So, like, this photo was one that I created trying to get my hair down from my Christmas photo. Um, because it didn't make sense at the time for me to just take another photo. I wanted to see if I could do it, and I did. So I changed my hairstyle finally. And then I got it back to the curly side. So I can go, oh, okay, this is a beach one. Oh, this is my cinematography one that I was trying to do. We don't need this. Yeah, you could just trim it off and be like, goodbye. We're gonna move you. Here. And then centered. Centered. All right, let's zoom out a little bit and make sure there's none that we're missing. Oh, look, there's ones that we're missing. Yeah, it's like a whole canvas, just like an open art. or the in paint and open art, except it's the whole thing. This is an important one too. This is the one where I got the. This was like kind of like the newest prompt that I've been using. Um, which isn't much different. It's still in the same style. Um, it's still using iPhone Pro Max. It's still got the Apple Pro, processing stuff. But was making the prompts through Gemini instead of ChatGPT, is what it was. So they changed a little bit of it, but it didn't change much of like how the photo came out, I felt like. But it didn't come out with as many good ones as the one that original prompt that I was coming up with. So yeah, like this one. Like this isn't like this is just the prompt part. This isn't like the full JSON. I'm just checking something real quick. This is why we're only going to be doing this for another 20, 30 minutes because it's so early. But it's like, man, you can only do this so much. Because again, I'm really just showing you, me and Rowena are really just showing you how we take care of everything now. There it is. This is the original one from last month that I was using that was created from the worst photo I could possibly have taken. But because of that beautiful prompt that I showed you, the original beautiful prompt, it turned into this photo. Um, see if I can find really quick the original photos so that you can see how like the different it was. There it is. There it is. Okay, it's not the worst photo of all time, but it's just not very good lighting. It was just like a random selfie that was turned into that with much better lighting, much better, much flattering, much more flattering. I didn't change anything either. It just fixed it, like the lighting, and made it look better. So this is kind of like again the prompt to have that I've kind of adapted from this guy. Let me see if I can get see this. No, there's one. I'm trying to find the actual page. I might just have to look it up or like pull it up on my YouTube real quick. So give me just a quick second. This is why it's so nice having multiple things. Sorry, or multiple screens. This is my first stream actually doing having my multiple stream or multiple screens. So, and I will post this as well as his channel, uh, or post this in the description as well as the prompt itself, well as the prompt in the comments. But basically, just goes through everything through this video, and it gives us these amazing JSON prompts, which is the Gemini one, which is one I was using. And then I took this people influencer realism prompt, which says extract all visual details from this image and convert them into a clean, well-structured JSON prompt. Include sections, subject, clothing, hair, face accessories, environment, lighting, camera, lenses, meta tokens for realism, or for photorealism and style. So I take my source photo and I'm taking this prompt itself with ChatGPT and whatever you use. And I put them together and I get this beautiful JSON, which then I take this instant iPhone selfie AI influencer one, which I'm not going to read for you, but because it's super long, but it pretty muchly just tells you or tells ChatGPT to turn it into a really intense prompt that is specifically for like an iPhone selfie. So that is the best way I can think of to simplify it. But going through here, it's got camera gear, it's got the processing imperfections, which is important for me. Um, Precise descriptions, point of view handling, and then it's got the full prompt string at the bottom. But then I will just take this, copy it into ChatGPT, and just tell it to apply to the apply to the resource photo that we just uploaded, and to convert it to basically merge it with this new influencer realism JSON that we just created. So you can either say to the source photo and the JSON that we created, or just the JSON, and I've gotten the same results. So because the JSON that you create through this one is basically just like a description of your source photo, and like the most influencer way you could possibly get it. And I don't know how else to say that, because influencer way is not quite correct, but it's got just enough retouch to look good, but not enough to like overshadow and like take away from, make you look like a movie star. Um, but again, this has been the best prompts that I have used. This saved my AI adventure. It was like finding a health potion on the way, um, which I needed, because I was getting extremely frustrated, because even with these amazing websites, I just wasn't getting good consistency. Like, let me show you, going back to Higgsfield, um, that this upscaled photo looks so much better at 8K. We're going to download it. Um, there you go. Yeah, see, now it's like a much bigger photo, like a zoomed in photo, like it's a real photo. It's got the, you know, um, anyways, going back to this, if you go to the asset library and go to my upscaled photos, I've kept them all from the day one that I started paying for Higgsfield, which was also kind of like finding a potion. I started this, man, this is from November. Okay, so I guess I gotta fix that. I guess I didn't, oh, anyways, it's from when I started in November. This was my Thanksgiving source photo. But I took it with ChatGPT, or not ChatGPT, Snapchat. So I feel like it filtered out way too much, which created kind of like a very AI looking one person. But one, I'm gonna do a separate stream where I take this photo and use it with this new prompt system and see if I can recover anything from it just for kicks. But like I was getting photos like this one, where it's still really good, but it looks very fake. Um, Same with these. Like I even uploaded these thinking that they looked, feeling like they looked really good when they did, but they weren't consistent. And they really weren't the best lighting. Like they were great poses. But that was about it. Like this is a great pose for me to use. But it wasn't consistent. I was getting absolutely no consistency. Um, and I really started feeling it around the beginning of end of November, beginning of December, where I was started to get a more realistic quality, but it wasn't looking like me at all. And then that's how I kind of created my first version of my Rowena avatar with HeyGen. Um, that was still really good, but it wasn't me. It was Rowena essentially, which is how I kind of realized that while I was always making Rowena, Rowena is of course still just like an alter version of me that just goes into my games and plays for me, kind of thing. Um, and I'm just attempting to turn her into a more of a realistic individual. Um, these were considered. Thought that these were kind of like a really good source photo that I was able to create. That had a lot better skin, better details, um, but it wasn't very consistent. It still wasn't perfectly consistent. And it looks, you really wouldn't be able to tell unless you spend a lot of time doing this. But I want to say I found, so this is going all the way into December, like 15th ish. December 18th is when I started with these. I uploaded this photo and got this photo with this. Did I get it with the prompt? Or did I upscale it? Yeah, this is just the upscale. So I think right around this time I'd purchased Floweth and gotten a lot more into it through them. And then I kind of went back into making my scenes. And then we ended up onto Christmas. Yeah, I want to say that that's about it. So, like, it was right around December the 18th, the 20th that I finally did create, like, the good photo, which is this one. Um, because it still kept a lot of the shading from the original photo, but it was still just a much more, like, flattering photo. Um, so, and then I kind of ran into some issues with some inconsistency again by messing with the Gemini prompts. So I think that I pretty much am sticking with this main prompt that I've come up with. Um, and I'm not changing it at this point. It really is about the prompt. It isn't about it is about the source photo, but it isn't about the source photo as much as the prompt. Because you can take a terrible, and that's why I'm going to do that second stream or do that random stream where I take some of this old photo and try to recreate it. Um, is so that I can prove that because I use the same source photo for all of these generations. I did not change the source photo. I just changed the prompts, and that's where I got a lot of the inconsistencies. Nano Banana is smart enough to understand the JSON prompts, and the way that it's constructed, I think, is almost better for it because at the end of the day, AI is still a computer program and it needs to be talked to like a computer. We want to talk to it like it's human, but it's not. Um, But yeah, then I just take them and I upload them into HeyGen, and then I'll change the outfits, make my videos. Um, well, I use Minimax to do my scripts for my videos. And then I do all my content planning with ChatGPT. Um, so like this one, we'll adapt it. You just copy and paste it into Minimax. And for me, I'm doing a new year, a fresh energy. Let's align with our intentions, set the tone for magic games and cozy rituals. So I take these and I upload them to all of my socials. Well, minus Facebook. I don't really do much with my Facebook page. I need to. Um, but with Minimax, you get 10,000 free ones a month. Which is perfect for someone like me who doesn't use like a ton of them or doesn't use it for more than like 40-second videos. But then we'll go into this one that we had and created, and then we'll take our audio. Now you could type your script in, but and use the voice that HeyGen creates clones for you. But for some reason, I like Mini Max's version of my voice better. It it was almost it was free, and I feel like it cloned it perfectly. Um, you want to turn on voice mirroring and add your audio. I don't really use Avatar 4 because it takes a lot of my generation credits. So the way HeyGen works is you've got a bunch of generative credits that you get at the beginning of every month. And then you can purchase additional credits. So I have two $15 credit packs, which is $15 per pack. And then I pay for the base creator program, but my full bill is almost like 70, 60, $70 for HeyGen alone. Oops. Just because of trying to get enough generative creative credits to be able to really like get used to it and make as many videos as I want. Now I've got maybe if I were to do Avatar 4, I could give it a custom motion prompt, which is really cool. You can make it more expressive. Um, which is cool. But I find that the Avatar Unlimited is just as good because it's got full body motion, or you can do just lip sync. Um, but no one really, I don't think anyone really does just the lip sync. Um, but the Unlimited works great. It's fast, it's really good. Um, the system with the making the projects is really cool because there's so many different ways I could take this. I could cut her out, remove the background completely, change the background like I showed you before, or I can just customize the background. Um, I've got my uploaded photos and stuff like that, with all my backgrounds in it. And then, yeah, I haven't really messed with a lot of these because you're supposed to be able to tell it what to do because I'm doing more of these kind of ones, kind of like update videos, or like maybe not update videos, tips and trick videos. So, year, year 2026. But I don't pay for the 4K. I mean, I could because I have the creator plan, but it really, so but 1080 is perfectly fine. Um, but like this was my Christmas video. I know that the volume's not on. But these are a couple of the other ones that I've made, like for different past versions. You know, there's the Thanksgiving roll video that I made. Um, but I did these with Avatar 4, and they did really good. Like this one I did with Avatar 4. Which is crazy, which looks so good because it's still an AI created photo. Like that's an AI created photo that we just made with Avatar 4 and made it look like the Avatar Unlimited, which is the Christmas one, and it's a real photo of me. Like, can't tell the difference. HeyGen makes it so you can't really tell the difference. You know, if I were to just create a random one, random influencer, just like everyone else, it would be transparent. You wouldn't, it would just be like, you wouldn't tell, you know, with half of these. Like if I uploaded just like when it's, for example, one of these old ones, I mean, like this very, very old one is total trash. Because it's from like back when I was still had no idea what I was doing. And then this one still I wouldn't want to upload, but I would upload the character, just not the video. I'd have to redo the character somehow. But it's pretty fast. Um, like we're at 35%, so I'll probably you'll see the video when I upload it. Because I've been uploading them to my shorts recently. I also upload them on my Instagram as well. Um, and for my Moonlit Traveler page. So, but yeah, that's just kind of been my new updated one kind of situation. I will be going back into open art probably next month, or not next month. April is when I'm thinking about doing it. Um, and then I'll be able to fully, because I started with open art, and it'll be like going back in circles to take everything I've learned back into open art and see really which one is going to end up being my favorite. So I don't know, but I'm excited to try it and find out. So, but thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I will be back be doing these update videos throughout the month, and then I'll stitch them together and make one big update video at the beginning of next month. So, but keep an eye out for December's, so you can kind of see it all put together, um, and see the ups and downs and all of that fun stuff of being an AI influencer creator and influencer at the same time. I guess that would be what it would be, what I would consider that to be. So I am the influencer and the creator. So, but have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, guys. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.